A weekend out with the family, enjoying the sunset along the Potomac River. A night dining at one of the best restaurants in the Washington, D.C. metro area. Or even a summer movie night. All of these forms of recreation can be obtained at National Harbor, Maryland, located along the Potomac River. The harbor has become an attraction for individuals all across the Washington, D.C. metro area, and has provided many with pleasant memories and experiences. National Harbor was a concept that began in the 1990s by the Peterson Company CEO, Mr. Milton V. Peterson. National Harbor's grand opening to the public was April 8, 2008. Now, 10 years later, National Harbor has proven itself to be a revenue generator and source of various jobs in the Washington, D.C. metro area. Since its initial opening in 2008, the harbor has continued to develop and expand in the area, with the recent opening of properties such as the Tanger Outlets and the MGM National Harbor Resort. With these new properties, the question now arises, how did this area, which was once woods and wildlife, now become a bustling city on the waterfront? And how have they given back to the community that has provided them with a home? I was able to interview Mr. Kent Digby, Executive Vice President of Asset Management and Operations at National Harbor, who has overseen the project since its initial development to today, to allow some light to be shed on that very question.
I think the most crucial development that I overlooked while I was here was getting it through the Great Depression. Buildings were empty, revenue was poor, our reputation had not been built yet. So I think to get us to this point where we're standing tall 10 years later through the biggest depression ever in the world's history, we should be pretty proud of that.
I was also able to sit down with another member of National Harbor's development team, Mr. Chris Borgel, Assistant Vice President of Asset Management and Operations, who has also been helping the harbor continue to grow over the past 10 years. I asked him what he thought of the development of the harbor over the past decade to today, and the role the harbor has continually played in the community.
I think it's been remarkable change when you really start where we were 10, 15, 20 years ago, and to go from being really 350 acres of trees and dirt to now what's become a mini city on 1.5 miles of the Potomac River is quite remarkable. Personally, I've been able to be involved with just about everything that's happened from development stages all the way now into operating stages, and I think that's been really a true blessing. It's really been a wonderful opportunity to be part of that, and I think personally being involved with every aspect of the development has been not only interesting, but it's allowed me to grow personally and professionally. The real rewards, if you will, from being at a place like National Harbor is really being able to see some of the impacts that it's made on the immediate community as being a special place where families can come to celebrate and to really have a place to call their own. It's been a real blessing.
Clearly, from both interviews, it is evident that National Harbor has reached out and allowed new opportunities to be present in the community that would not be available without it being here. However, has the community members themselves realized and felt this impact? I talked to my mother, Ms. Jerome Washington, Executive Assistant to Mr. Digby, and gained her perspective on this matter, not only as an employee of the harbor for the past 10 years, but also as a resident of Oxon Hill, Maryland.
I think it's had a positive effect on the community. Unfortunately, I think when we first started building National Harbor, that the community was, a portion of the community was afraid that it would have a negative impact. And I do believe we have proven over the last 10 years that we have been a positive. We are supporters of our community. Even though we continue to add to National Harbor year after year, it still does not cause a significant impact on the community, and a negative impact, but it does continue to grow and bring positive things to the community. We have Tanger Outlet Center, we have the Royal Farms that will be opening soon, so it has been additive to the community.
Through these various interviews with employees and residents of National Harbor and Oxon Hill, it is evident that over the past decade, the harbor has continued to grow, allowing for new possibilities and positive impact to occur, not only there, but in the community as well. No doubt, National Harbor will continue to grow and expand in the next 10 years, and continue to provide the community with new jobs and sources of recreation as the two evolve alongside each other, making a better environment for residents and tourists alike. while allowing the possibilities to be endless for all.